How's it going, everyone? Jay, right off the bat with the membership and the 10 gifted. Thank you. Very much appreciated. We have a lot of people in chat already. Hope all is going well for all of you today. I'm going to check the poll in the CasualSAB Discord and see what we're at here. Again, Jay, thank you for that. Oh. The winner is, for what build should I put on the Pakled Clumpship? The winner is torpedoes. You guys chose the option that would actually cause me pain. The thing I hate about torpedo builds is they suck to fly, and everyone constantly is asking for torpedo builds, but most of these people, they're never going to actually do the torp trays. When you don't do torp trays to manually control your torpedoes, you're taking quite a big performance hit with those builds. But that is what the people have voted for. I tried to make it a tie. Now it's torpedoes have won. Torpedoes have won. We're doing a torpedo build on the Pakled Clumpship, which does have a Lieutenant Commander command seat on it. So this will be a suffer stream. Yes, yes. It's going to be peak suffering, just like my hair today. Dirtiest ship with an experimental weapon? I mean, like a Delkina can hold up really well with that commander command. Dark, how's it going? No, they did this intentionally? Yeah. So I was not intending to get a Pakled Clumpship, but I'm going to show you guys why I got one. I was browsing the market, and this happened. So right about 23 and a half hours ago, I checked the market randomly, and right there was a Clumpship for 800 million. As soon as I saw that, I snagged it up. I was like, okay, I could have flipped it for a profit, but I know some of you want to see the ship, and, you know, I'm a bit of a collector, so why not? So that is why I ended up getting the Clumpship, because someone put one up at 800 million on the exchange. Lon, how's it going, Jay? Yeah. So, yeah, as soon as I saw that, I was like, yep, okay. That's tomorrow's stream. Insider trading at its finest. No, well, that was PM, so that was basically this time yesterday. So let's take a look at this thing at the ship selector, or the ship customization officer. So this thing has a lot of customization options. Alan, how's it going? 800 mil to not stream the story for another week? Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, you've got a lot of customization options here. I like the names of everything also. There is no unique interior. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the Suliban cell ship interior on mine. Apophis, how's it going? Axel, it's going well. We need to buy Spencer groceries for sacrifice. Waldo, how's it going? Yeah, so the names for everything here are really great. Honestly, the best way to play around with the customization options here is probably just hit randomize. randomize and just wait for it to roll like a color scheme that you like. There's so many options. So let's see here. Things to hold ship is the bottom part here. So you can change the color. For the guns here, you can have pointy shooters or strong shooters. I think the Klingon pointy shooters are a little bit better. For the back of the ship, you can have it be a bunch of different things. Jeez. So the first set here is what color you want the like whole of the back to be. Do you want it to be green or do you want it to be brown? It's some cool options there. Why is a Pakled ship so expensive? Because it's a promotional. It's a promo ship. Help, John. How's it going? Is that the spaceship representation of Cheop's heart? Terrible. Yeah, so you basically just choose what colors you want. So let's do purple. Let's do the green and purple. There we go. Yeah, you don't have all of the customization options that you saw for the Clumpship in the show. I mean, there's just too much for that. But what they've done here is good. Then they also have for the back of the. No, we just did back of the ship. So middle of ship. Okay, middle of the ship here is these cables. And the bit underneath here. So with these pods. So you can have it with or without the pods there. And then also, you know, with or without the cables. Yeah, so you've got quite a few different options here. Yeah, purple really stands out as being a very different color. This one really demonstrates the dev's priority in this game. The art side of the game has always been good. It's always been like the uh the system side that's always been a little bit rough. Okay, for the front of the ship, you have options between Mondor, another Mondor. So it's basically, you know, just the orientation you want that to be, and then the color there. And then for the ship body, you can have it be blue, brown, or just ship body. So you've got some interesting color options there. But I think the theme of this ship is that everything should look a little bit different, so we'll go with that. And then let me see here. Oh, you can really play with it with the patterns and the color options here. So is Trizander here? You could really make this the slime devil's color that Triz is a big fan of. Yeah, perfect. You can make this thing look like quite the abomination. Um, Rakan, I have no idea. Why does it look so amazing? LOL. I don't know, but you can make this thing look like an abomination, and I mean, really, that's the point of this ship. Your eyes. That's exactly the point. That is why I've done this. Words are difficult. Also a pretty large ship. It's also worth noting the blog lied. It does not actually have sensor analysis. So the blog did indeed lie to us. You guys have requested via the poll in the Discord that I did earlier that I do a torpedo build on this. So I am going to have a great time and put together a torpedo setup on this ship based on what you guys have stated you want me to do with this ship. So all torpedo builds are pretty much the same. You're going to have the enhanced bimolecular torpedo, the Delphic from the Lobby store, then you're going to have the Neutronicon, and then you're nowadays going to have a Maelstrom on. You can still do the dark matter quantum if you really want to do that, but the question is then, are you giving up your neutronic or the Delphic? And neither of those is a great option. Now, what many people don't seem to realize is that pretty much every one of the high-end torp builds that were used from like 2020 through 2023 ended up also being mine builds. So, you know, people always ask, you know, what would a mine build look like? Literally just go back and look at the builds from 3 years ago. Like, all those high-end torp builds were literally mine builds. I don't have all of my mines here. It looks like I don't know where my blade mines are. But we'll just go with that for now. Yeah, I paid 800 million for it. Nick got the ship and was very disappointed. Nick was actually like Nick had a box he got that he used to get this ship, and he legitimately doesn't like it. He doesn't like that he can't make it look like some of the other variants. Nick is very salty about this ship. The Borg visuals, yeah. Let's put the Borg stuff on, so I can do that here for you. There is the Borg deflector. And I'm going to have to turn into the lighting a bit here so you can see. Yeah, there's the shield effect, very low res. Doesn't look good on these more modern ships. And as for the engine, there you go. So that's what it looks like, but I mean this ship is so large it makes it very apparent just how low res the Borg pieces are. Yeah, the ship has horrible mobility stats. I mean, ultimately, it's a ship that I don't recommend. I think I said that the other day in my video, and I hold true to that recommendation. Like, this really isn't a ship that you guys should go out and pick up. There's just no reason to go and grab this ship. Unless you're just a collector who has to have everything. How many faction ship bits can you identify? So, yeah, I mean, you've got the Mondor at the front here. You know, you've got a lot of Klingon, Romulan elements. Not sure if I see any Fed. Yeah, it's entirely a gimmick ship. The console doesn't work with unconventional systems, which I'm going to be talking about in a video next week. I have a rant video incoming about some stuff. And Thomas mentioned I need to do a video compiling a bunch of bugs, so that is my plan for next week, because they've released a lot of things that end up being a bit broken. So I'm going to set up my torpedo trays. If you're not familiar with torpedo trays, go look at the torp guides from a couple years ago. This is like the main reason I don't recommend these builds to people, is because most people don't go through and actually set this stuff up. And when you don't put the effort into a torpedo build, you're going to get the performance that will correspond to the level of effort you're putting in. Is just trying to make sure I've got my stuff going into the right slots here. I need to load my torp keybinds while I'm at it. For some reason, my Stream Deck just keeps turning off and back on. I have to keep plugging it back in. No, I legitimately, I just randomly checked and it was there. Torps. We're gonna load my old torp keybinds from a couple years ago. Okay. My newer keybinds are still present, so that's good for some of my other keys. Okay. Yeah, just bear with me. I need to get everything set up here. It's been a little bit since I've done a torp setup, but again, this is what people voted for. This is what people wanted me to do on this ship. Again, I don't really do torp builds much anymore because I think that they suck. There's just a lot of work that has to go into them, and the reality is most people that ask for them don't want to put that level of effort in. We got this new Federation mission scout ship, but that ability doesn't get cooldown reduction right now, so we're going to ignore it. I mean, I can run that as attack. I can do a mine dispersal pattern beta there. I'm still going to do a high yield. But I can do the high yield over here. I can run this. Let's see. I'm just thinking how I want to do this. I need to get this converted over to Merrick Worker. Sorry, I am tunnel visioning on this for a few minutes. I'll catch up on chat here in a moment. Mixed Armament Synergy. Hit my CSV there and fire at will. If you are confused about anything that I'm doing right now, take a look at the torp guides from a couple years ago. That is just how these torp builds go. They're a bunch of fun. Okay. So I've got 3 uncons on here. I mean, I could do eject warp plasma and get a 4th, or emit unstable warp bubble. Yeah, emit unstable warp bubble would be a 4th, so I'm just going to go with that. I'm going to dump all my uncons down here. Or most of them, at least. Tribble's been broken for a while. The bottom of the ship reminds you of a pre-fed human jet. All hail the Clumpship. Is the material ruining it? No, the material's fine for the Clumpship. The Breen Keths are, I think at 500 mil it's fine. It's it's not the best ship out there, but it's also, not the worst. It's comparable to the Terran Hydra. Like, if you're looking for an alternative to the Terran Hydra, it'd be fine. I gotta remember to put all of the Torp stuff back on, so let's get resonating payload modifications on, and that's the only trait that's like gonna change here. Yeah, because that's all weapons. Okay. Sorry for the slow responses right now. Just getting all the traits together here. Ultra can stay on, SAD can get dropped. Okay. So I need to put subspatial warheads on. And let me see what else. It's been a minute since I did a Torp setup. So I'm thinking subspatial warheads, REA, and then the last would be ETM. It's been a minute since I did any Torp setups. Am I forgetting something here? I mean, that looks right. Don't forget DOS. Yeah, and I still got to get the consoles on. I'm doing a bunch of mines on this. Let's get some projectile weapon officers on for mine recharge. There we go. Yeah, still a bunch of attack abilities on. I'm going to leave the 27 on. Maricat, how's it going? Doc Jude, I put a poll up in the Discord for channel members to vote on what build I was going to do here, and people voted that I do a Torp setup on this. That is what got the most votes that people wanted to see me put together on this ship. What will follow the current First Contact Day event, the next part of the event campaign. Cooper, how's it going? Yeah. Okay. Now let's get this all put together here. Okay, I need to not have that be right there. I need to get all my consoles on here, so let's see. Valkyrie Torment Engine was always fun on these, but I think we started to drop that on the Torp setups. I have a lot of good clicky consoles, so I'm gonna still focus on those, even though this does not have a ton of uncons on it. There just isn't room for a ton of uncons. So I'm gonna put the Achilles console on. I need to put phase space membrane on. The console from this ship does not work with unconventional systems right now, so the performance of it is currently quite bad. The Ilios console does affect torpedo cooldown reduction and mines, so I'm going to leave that on. Get the covert module on from the Eagle. Yeah. It's been a minute since I did one of these. Definitely been a minute. I got membrane here. Oh boy. I guess VAQ. VAQ would fit on here from the Texas. Especially just to ensure that I actually have my stuff back up. The Guardian console is not going to work for Torps. I mean, I can just fill this with a bunch of torpedo consoles. I mean, Let's just do that, go with the theme. That was a very loud car. I don't know if that came through the microphone. I'm putting all the torpedo spamming consoles on. I'm blanking and forgetting something, but we'll just roll with it. Quantum Warhead Yield, yeah. I'm thinking, do I have anything better? Definitely get Agony on. Agony is really good for a torp setup still. One more console to go. Some of these consoles just have too long of an activation time. Like the Farragut console, the antimatter bomb deployment, the ability, it takes like 10 seconds to go off, so it ends up not doing anything because everything's dead by the time it actually does its thing. I know point defense bombardment warhead would be an easy option. I'm just thinking, is there anything else that I could do here? Yeah, Tricobalt tear launcher. There we go. That's a good one. Domino. I'm looking for all the torp spam consoles there, and I think that's good enough. Okay, now I need to actually get my tray set up. I'm going to have my dispersal pattern on the tray as well. Remembering what all I need to have set up here. There's going to be a lot of clicky consoles that I'm manually hitting just because I don't have my tray set up the same way I'm used to nowadays. What's the 4 torps I put on again? Pretty much the same as any other torp setup. EBM, Delphic, Neutronic, and Maelstrom. You can do the dark matter if you want instead of a Neutronic. It's personal preference, I'd say. Okay. Just making sure. What else here do I need? The high yields have to go on my tray. Of course, need alpha and all that still on the tray, so I need to go find that, put that on. Gotcha. Unstable is there. I'll put mixed armaments on the tray just so it actually goes off. I went right past the mine dispersal pattern, so I got to go back up and drag that on the tray. VAQ can go on the spam bar here. That's basically the immolating phaser lance for torpedoes. That's off of the Texas. Relocate mines. I forgot to put chemosite down here. There we go. Do I still play O-Game? No, because it's entirely pay to win now. O-Game is about who has the most money that they're willing to spend on buying the DM metal packs. So, like, you know, what is the point of trying to compete in that game when they know that they can just constantly milk money from people? You know, the entire thing with that game now is who's got the deepest wallet. Yeah, but O game is a PvP game. It's purely PvP. So someone spends $1,000, builds up a fleet, attacks you with it, you lose your stuff. Like, it's when PvP in that game is like Eve, where when you lose what you have. Like, I was in a I'm still in some O game discords, and you know, there was someone recently talking about how they want to do a hit on someone, but that it's going to cost them $15,000 to build up the fleet to do it. Like, what? That's the pay to win. I mean, torpedo builds are something I've flown a lot in the past. It's just they're boring. People want them, but the people asking for them are not going to set them up the way that they're meant to be set up. I have sat in Discord calls with people who are like, I want to copy your build 1-for-1. And then they refuse to do like the torp trace, and then they're like, why is my performance bad? Because you're not doing what you need to do. And the torps all just went on auto fire. I don't have my purser on right now. But yeah, there won't be much more O game content on the channel. I haven't played that game in a long time.
You have entered an area. And you have demonstrated your ability. You have. Looks like our fight got them to notice us. Let's go over and ask if they're.
Yeah, I don't have Trace set up for all these abilities. Yeah, it's painful without trays for all the abilities.
Keep concentrating fire on individual ships. Separate them and whittle down their numbers. We will not go quietly. Sensors are picking up small habitations from some of the asteroids, possibly consistent with bolt holes and temporary hideouts.
I'm like, why are my abilities all taking forever to activate? It's because the redistributed shields got put back on the train. I didn't notice. Yeah, I'm realizing, right as you say that my mines have not been going off. I'm literally gonna have to drag all my mines onto my tray here.
Picked up a tight beam transmission on a new frequency. We're jamming that spectrum of their comms now, but it was probably a call for assistance. I'm taking you with me.
Your torp shoot consistently like a... Yeah.
Thank you for your assistance.
This looks fun and engaging. Yeah. It's very fun, very engaging. Well, I didn't realize my mines were not firing, Ranger. Dribble is up. You just can't copy new characters over. So, Jesus, this damn game, every time you load in, it just dumps these abilities back on your tray to redistribute your shields. You like your CSFA tray of one that constantly misfires? Yeah, it's fun. Nice. Yeah, the plasma setup's really good. There's a lot of torp options right now, but still at the end of the day, there's only 5 torps that matter. That's what sucks also with torps is people complain about the builds all being the same for torpedo builds. That is exactly the case. If it would still be the meta, if I was used to flying it on a more regular basis, I'd be in the Terran Eagle, which is a torpedo build or a torpedo ship that is literally leaps above every other torpedo ship in the game. Like, if you're actually doing a torp ship, you're either doing it on the Terran Eagle or... Like, what are you doing? Is there a torp that goes pew pew pew? I don't know. Duo meta isn't purely plasmas? No. It depends on the difficulty. Let's do TFO here. And let's, I guess, take a look at the trait from this. The trait from this doesn't matter for this build. Pakled big doesn't matter, you know. Give me a minute here before we do this TFO. I'll be right back. Orange chicken break? Terrible. Okay. Soon infected. Public queue. Good time for a stem bolt commercial. Bridger, thank you for the 20 gifted. Very much appreciated. Banning a torp DPSer will also make you dislike torps. Again, Bridger, thank you.
the nanite trench. Got it. Additional ignition available. The nanite drones will repair the trench. Stop them.
Float across. Being such a casual TFO, yeah.
A probe is closing in on a transporter. Destroy it.
Yep. Oh, I'm still alive? What the? That was different.
Warning, ship is under attack.
This is what people voted for. I asked the channel members what they wanted to see me put on the Pakled Clumpship, and the winner was a torpedo build.
Transwarp conduit has been destroyed. However,
Unfortunately, my reaction here is telling people just how much I absolutely despise these builds. You didn't even know CF could misfire until you saw it happen here twice, yeah. I don't know. I put it up as an option. You guys aren't getting story content today. You're getting me suffering with the torpedo build. The science build's literally the exact same as like the CSV stuff I've been running. It's literally changing the consoles around. Tort builds, you can make them work. They can be very effective, but they are like I am dead inside. No. Why don't I like torpedoes? Because I ran torpedoes for a very, very long time, and I just do not enjoy flying them. Let's do more content. I mean, I hated flying them when they were the meta ranger. They were they were always a bit of a pain. I don't know what TFO to do next. Yes, Cure. A wonderful TFO. I'm going to take VAQ off of my tray because it seems that being on my primary tray is causing some issues, so I'm going to take it off there. Top 5 promo ships. Gravity kills. Corfez. Oh, okay. Let's back out. Let's back out. Oh, okay. Cure just popped. Okay, after the cure, we'll do one of those other TFOs. As a DPS player, I only know the board content. You were wondering why the stream was quiet? You paused it? Top 5 promo ships is a good question. A lot of interesting options out there nowadays. Johnny, thank you for the casual membership. Very much appreciated. There we go. Okay. We're doing a core Fez next, and if you're a channel member, you should have access to the TFO priority channel in the Discord, so drop your @handle in there, and I will invite you to a private Battle of Core Fez. The first 4 people that sign up in there will get an invite. The phase space membrane console needs aux power to boost up torpedoes, and that means using an aux battery halfway through to keep that console up is boosting your torpedoes. So you're using that console, which requires you to use a battery to maintain the uptime. Got room for 3 more. If you're interested, just X up in the TFO priority channel with your @handle, and I'll get you an invite. I mean, Connie 3 definitely is one of the stronger promos right now. The D7 Merc Worker Flight deck. So without the console, it doesn't correct, and that console is like critical to the tort meta. So you should still, grab that and run the Oxbats. Nobody else wants in for this core Fez? I see Sora's writing in. Room for 2 more. Any other takers? Yops. Okay, we got room for one more. The lithium detonator charge is an experimental weapon that was accidentally added to the game alongside the 15th anniversary bundle. It was very quickly pulled, and um, I feel like at this point it's just a matter of time um, until it just gets pulled from the game entirely. Okay, we got Cheops and Pretora. Ramsman, I'll get you in on the next one. You have to have your Discord account linked to YouTube, Twitch, or wherever you have the membership in order for the channel to show up for you. And get you here. Your game just crashed. Well, when you're done with your DOF commendations, you just keep going. And as I've shown in a video on the past in the on the channel here, there's a mission you can do over at your fleet starbase to convert your excess commendations over to fleet marks. This is a terrible build, almost like Nick built it. Terrible. Yeah, yeah, you're fine, Ramsman. Ramsman, we'll get you in on the next one after this. So the Clumpship trait, I mean, it just really, like I said in the breakdown the other day, it's not actually that amazing. The console doesn't work with Uncon right now, and based on the damage numbers I've seen from other people using it, it's also not really going to be that amazing. Maybe that'll change, you know, maybe we'll be able to Uncon it enough that it'll be good, but yeah, right now it's a bit rough. Oh yes, I should put a science team on here for when I inevitably get sub nuked. Let's do that. Pretora, did you get that invite? No. Or the hanger pets do work with SAD, Jam Fox, but it doesn't matter. Like they're not good pets. The hanger pets from the event, they suck. That's pretty much the best way to summarize them. They're not good. They don't do good damage. The debuff they bring in is Aceton Beam, which is just lowering the outgoing damage of the foe that they attack. Like they're not good. They're I believe what others were saying is they're comparable to the old runabouts, which were always known to be not that great. They continue the trend of being runabouts that are not that great. Even when you buff them up with SAD, you buff them up with all the hanger pet buffs, they are going to be weaker than your other pets out there. Oh, the skill power does not. No. Nope. I should have asked if everyone was ready. My bad. Yeah. Indeed, logical. Steven?
We've established an automated blockade.
That's emergency powered engines plus spamming evasive with the emergency comm hologrammed
Stop the
off.
Bod warships from breaking through our defense line.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Yeah, the Vodwar, they hurt right there. Yes, I want the Teray phase, please.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Left shield. Rear shield failing.
The one's already through. The side team is on cooldown, unfortunately. I got sub-nuked again. Well, that was pretty much it. Just have to drop your handle into that channel ramsman when I call for it. Didn't Cryptic take a look at the exchange backlog? Because yeah, when they got called out on it, that's when they did a wave of bans on some of the bot farms. The Teray phase, I wish.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Stop the Bod warships from breaking through our defense line.
You don't know what's more distracting, this or the vertical paradox? I mean, I don't think the Clumpship is really that great of a ship. It's entirely a meme ship, right? Like, it is entirely a meme. Like, there's no performance reason to go for this ship. The accessories aren't that good. We got the Teray phase you guys were asking for. Like, it's really just not a good ship. I mean, that's really the summary of it. There's much better ways for you to spend your money in this game. This is really disappointing. I don't think we have enough AoE to get through this. I think we'll probably fail this. I'm too close to the edge of the map. I can't see my target. Seeing some lag here. The game just struggles so hard when you're in situations where there's a lot of combat going on. Look at that net graph at the bottom right. We're gonna fail this.
I'm very disappointed.
Yeah. The Stowe servers cannot handle like higher level gameplay right now. They have been really bad for a long time. They've just gotten worse. Like you could see like the jagging, you know, sideways and back and forth. Yeah. I did not spend $200 on it. I don't think this ship would be worth $50. This map has been broken for a long time. Okay, let's cycle out. Let's do another TFO. I'm going to leave the existing group and cycle in some new folks. So Ramsman, I know you wanted in. How's your handle right? Captain Rams. Okay, I got it backwards. James, I got you. Two more. I see Jay's typing into the chat again if you want into these TFOs. We're just having people join through the TFO priority channel into Discord. If you're a member on YouTube, Twitch, Patreon, you should be able to see that. Yeah. We haven't done any like DPS runs in 2 months now. Like the entire like high-end scene for DPS chasing's pretty much evaporated because you can't do those runs. The STO servers are just so bad at that level of performance. You're just getting rubber banding trying to do those sorts of runs, and it's like, why bother? Yeah. Michi's record was the last set of runs. Got room for one more? Maybe I'm being hacked. Terrible. Terrible, Steven. Don't want to carry Cheops all the time. No, it's because Nick wants to bring Torps in, and doing Torps at that level of gameplay is fun. Oh, the Maelstrom didn't go off right at the start. Reform. Yeah, Sora, I'll bring you back. Is everyone good to go? The worst end game? I mean, no, there's been worse games out there in that regard. This is a promotional tier ship, Philip, so you will have to either buy one off the exchange. I was lucky and got mine for 800 mil on the exchange, but most of them have been going for about 1.5 bill. Alternatively, you can gamble for it, but if you gamble for it, it could cost you $200 to $300 to obtain for a single character. Okay. Myth, how's it going? We're gonna do another hard piece of content. People want the hard content today. Let's do Journey Gauntlet. Struggling to stay on the game? Yeah, I mean, most of the people I play with aren't really playing much right now because the way we like to play, we can't. You know, the servers are just too bad right now. You know, Cheops I know is logged in and lagged a bunch recently. Nick tried to do some stuff with the Pakled after he got it the other day, and he was just lagging around so bad he really couldn't play. Yeah. Torp builds are funner on console because ceaseless momentum still affects the Maelstrom. Isn't it like right now, like Maelstrom's being affected by CF? Like it's been bugged since January? Like, I've got Maelstrom on here and it's being affected by concentrate firepower recharging a bunch, if I recall what I was seeing.
Don't have a lot of time, so I'll make this quick.
Yeah, I know. The Star Citizen, Nick was trying very, very hard to get me to play Star Citizen over the past couple days. I just said I'm not interested over and over, and he kept asking. Oh yes, I should spam mines. That would be a good thing for me to do. Yeah, I know.
Warning.
Enemy ships detected. They're on an intercept course. The parts are ready. Scan the satellites to...
Yeah. There's a lot of the older ships that, as soon as you look at the stats, it's like, yeah, those are not really worth what they're asking. Yeah, I don't like that the DOF promos have now on a couple occasions not been available. That's been a bit disappointing. Played from Central Europe today and it was lag free. That entirely just depends on the content you're doing and the time of the day, to be honest. If I hop into the game 12 hours from now, I'm going to have a very different experience than I would have right now. And it doesn't matter like what part of the world you're from. It's the server load at some points of the day is just too much for this thing to handle.
Picking up multiple enemy signals on sensors. Get ready.
I did put this on elite difficulty, right? What are we actually in right now? We're on norm. Are we in normal? No! I didn't even realize. It's fine. That explains why this is like a complete joke right now. Orfez only has one difficulty, and I forgot to swap the difficulty on this when I selected it, looks like. What's the purple shield looking thing that swirls around my ship?
Warning. Ship is under attack.
I don't know.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Ship is under attack.
I just realized I have no Voven.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
I don't have Voven on.
Core shield failing.
It's that type of day. Big purple thing? I mean... It was phase space membrane, if it was this effect. I forgot to put Voven on the build. I don't have Credence on.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Core shield failing. Warning. Ship is under attack. Warning. Ship is under attack. Warning. Ship is under attack.
I mean, hit that there. Where can you find a good EPG build? I mean, Still Better is going to have all the super old ones. The builds Discord is going to have the most up-to-date stuff, and it's, you know, they're all uncon heavy setups, so if that's not what you're into, then what Still Better has is going to be better. I just want to drop mines right where they're going to spawn in. Look at all them lovely effects right there. It's not anomaly driven anymore? No, it hasn't been for a while. It's pretty much spam universal consoles. Do you remember the Talaru build I did last year? I didn't post a video of the build, I posted some solo runs with it. But, like, that is what modern EPG is. It's just high uncon setups with a bunch of uni consoles that do a ton of damage. Yeah, Neojet, I saw that recently as well, where like all the new content. Yeah, like you can just publicly queue for it at that low level. That just is a disaster on their part. What is the ship name? The ship is called the Clump. There's 5 spawning points here for the enemy ships and the dread, so everyone just basically needs to take 1 point and just keep a farming.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, a due size setup. You basically take the Arc Royal build, which I do have posted in the builds Discord as I proceed to spill water on myself. You just take that build and swap the consoles out for the EPG ones. Like that's literally all this stuff is nowadays. Okay. And I'm all going to spawn over there. Or are they? I don't remember.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Nope. Like, look at that neck graph bottom right. Like, just how spiky it is. Name it 800 mil mistake.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Warning. Ship is under attack. Warning. Ship is under attack. Warning. Ship is under attack.
They'll spawn back in over here eventually.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Warning. Ship is
Yeah.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
This TFO is basically the same as the Pavo one that we just had. It's just like reskinned. It's just that they're all set up where there's a total of 5 spawning points. And that's what makes the Nandarian so good for these TFOs, is because you literally just put 1 person at each of the spawn points. Like, you don't have to do anything else. And people don't like that. Oh, did one get away? Satellites will deal with it, yeah. Like, look at the rubber banding. I'm, like, not doing anything. Like, just look at the neck graph at the bottom there.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Couldn't bring yourself to troll an elite run like that? Game is... The game is doing very well today. Starfleet King, how's it going?
Warning. Ship is under attack. Warning. Ship is under attack.
We did it! Enemy fleets have disengaged.
There we go. Let's see, if I try to fly in a straight line, how's it gonna go?
Looks like the assault is over. At least.
It's smoother now that there's no combat. Yep, smooth as soon as the combat ends. Terrible. Pavo is safe once again? Yeah, pretty much. Let's see, I guess console-wise... Just thinking about what to drop here. Honestly, the Lexington console's never really been that amazing, so I'll just drop that, and I need to get my Subspace console back on, the Vobin, because I bought it out and forgot to put that back on. I also forgot to put my other Uncon back on once I was out of the Corfez. Yep. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, we got the group still together. I did not put us into elite content, but you guys want to do like an infected? That are in the group right now? You guys ready for it? Ready? Everyone else ready here? I will remember to select the correct difficulty. Okay, I see 4 readies. Here we go. Namuki, how's it going? Yeah, I remembered this time. There's just a slip up there going from Fez to another one. I forgot to hit the difficulty. I remembered this time.
The situation is grim. All attempts to hail the start begin.
Ready to click buy. This ship is not worth buying. There's discussion channels, and there's the ship builds channel, which has all of them, and it's just tags on the builds Discord. You just have to select the tag you're looking for.
Time forward, your culture will adapt to service ours.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Scanning the nanite transformer. Done. Additional data is available.
Sensors confirm that the transwarp conduit has been destroyed. However, our scans of the starbase are still being disrupted.
Thor's character's always been the name Mox. That was that was an enjoyable experience. The server performance was stellar. I feel like I've got an old X99 system right here. This is about to go in as a replacement for my NAS, and right now it's got an i7 5960X in it, from like 2016. Just picked it up at a good price on eBay, and I think it would do Cryptic and Deca a lot of good if whatever hardware they're running on, if they could even upgrade to 2016 standards, like a X99 like that, it'd probably help the servers out a bit, because like I don't know what's going on here. These servers, they're what even is the server performance right now? Like, I don't know if you guys were looking at my tray much in that actual content, like in the combat there, but that was just ridiculous. Like, just rubber banding, abilities not activating. Like, that was just horrendous lag. Yeah, I've been doing a tort boat the entire time, as that was what the viewers requested. Some PowerPoint presentations are smoother. So for the Pakled Clumpship, you know, I haven't really done much as to test the actual trade or console. But again, the console doesn't get cooldown reduction from unconventional systems or Woven right now. I mean, let's take a look at that parse and see what it did. I mean, the server performance for Stowe has been bad for a while at high level play, and it's just getting worse. Okay, so let's see here. Where did this go? I'm pretty sure I used it here. I don't even see it on my parse. I'm pretty sure I used the console there, but it honestly might have misfired, and the fact that it's not being affected by Uncon or Woven means that if it did misfire, it would have just not went off the entire run. The 11th bundle is better value than the Clump? Absolutely. Yeah, I know, Chiaps. How many sockets does a potato have? They bought the hardware in 2010 and haven't touched it since. It feels like it. Like, if you're playing at a casual level, you probably don't see too much of these server performance issues, but it has decimated high level play. And it's been getting worse over the past couple of years, and this year it's been horrendous. Like, most of the groups that did high level play, which, I mean, you see people blame DPSers for stuff all the time, but the actual DPS community at that level has always been extremely small. The people actually, the people in groups actually pushing things at that level, very, very small. And we've seen over the past couple of years that the number of groups doing this stuff has dropped massively. And right now, I mean, actively, nobody is. RNG was like the last group standing, and like we haven't done a run since February, because just trying to play at that level, you know, when you need everything to work right and the entire run's under 30 seconds, yeah. But you can fly pretty ships out of combat in straight lines, so it's all good. Yeah. I know we're gonna rant about it on the podcast tomorrow. Mara reached out to Cheops myself. We're doing the next episode of the Captain's Table here, hopefully tomorrow. I don't know how long it'll take for that to get out, but most of that's going to be ranting about the server performance. Yeah, I don't think Mayor's group is doing anything either right now. Okay. We still have a group together. ISU is a shorter one than the Corfez. Let's do one more with this current group. Oh, we have an opening here. Who wants in? We have one spot for this opening. Anyone who's already done a run want back in? Like one person for some fun content? I think part of that, David, is they don't play the game the same way we do. That's always been a bit of an issue, especially when it comes to like some of the balancing side of things. I think most of the testing they do is more of like on the story content side, which to be fair does definitely need a bit of help. It's got its own set of issues. Nobody else wants in? Is Mac still on here? Mac is not on. Who did we lose? We lost Cheops? Did Cheops just Alt F4? Cheops, hop in your HSE boat. Let's do a quick HSE. Yeah, chaps, bring your build in for Hive. Bring your max deeps build for Hive. Gotcha, Mac. Yeah, I'm sorry I've been a bit of a buzzkill today. It's been a different week. Thank you to everyone, by the way, for helping with that GoFundMe. I went in with my mom to her lawyer and got that all paid for. So again, thank you for the assistance on that. Let me get you invited here, Cheops. We had a family member pass away, so the wake and funeral for that was earlier this week. Yeah, just been a different week. Sorry if I've been a bit of a buzzkill today. Everyone good to go? Cheops? Okay. Oh, 1 second. You're lucky, Cheops. I almost hit it. X Jim. Davidman, thank you. Okay, then waiting on the Cheops. Yeah, I know, Cheops. You're gonna have Nick messaging you in a little bit saying to download Star Citizen. But after this TFO, I'm gonna need to wrap things up for the day. And I forgot, yeah, this is the Universal Endeavor right now. Buggle, how's it going? And goodbye. I'm sorry.
Ship is under attack.
Bad timing.
That formless flame. Weak. Fallible.
I forgot to be quick. No. I already, if I was in voice chat right now, I know Cheops would be yelling. Cheops would be yelling about the servers right now. I can hear it without even being in the voice chat.
Your efforts are futile. Destroy this vessel, and I will claim another.
Bro, look at that delay between her dying and the cutscene.
I am eternal! This is not the end.
Yeah, Cheops, I'm not even in voice with you, but I can already tell how you're reacting.
Do more victory, where none can be had.
There we go. Universal Endeavor done. Yeah, the server's just not having a good day today, is it? It's not had a good year. It's not been a good decade. I mean, really, for the servers. Debbie Downer, Spencer? I'm sorry. Look, it was rubber banding around in multiple of these TFOs. Cheops started yelling and then heard me say that I bet he's yelling. Yep, I've been in voice chat with you enough to know. Okay, I am a good decade. Yeah. I don't know. I've been in a bit of a negative mood today, so I apologize for that. I believe there's a PvP event going on. Let's see, is this live right now? It is. Okay, so I'm gonna direct everyone over to this. I'm gonna set the YouTube side up to head over there, and you guys can interact with Brett, who is one of the more positive people in the PvP community. You guys can see what that looks like. Yeah, it's PvP's fault. Yes. So I guess reminder, there's giveaways up, or a giveaway up in the CasualSAB Discord right now, so make sure to enter that if you have not done so already. That actually, there's one of them ending in 35 minutes. Bureaucrats, thank you for the Prime sub, very much appreciated. Yeah, so there's a giveaway ending in 35 minutes for a T6 Zindi Adalith, courtesy of Steggy. And then if you scroll up a little bit, there's still a T6 coupon and 3 T6X upgrades up for grabs, courtesy of Bridger. Yes, thank you for tuning in today. Sorry for the negative mood. I have exposed a weakness, and that is my my thoughts on torpedo builds, so I'm not going to hear the end of that for a while. So in the Twitch chat, if you guys want to check out the PvP stuff, there is a link to it. But that is, again, going to be it for today. So thank you to everyone for tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to stop by the Discord. And I will be back same time next week in a more positive mood. See you guys around.